Have you ever looked at your life and felt like you were falling behind? Like everyone else had the map, the timing, and the direction, while you were stuck in traffic, watching your dreams drift further and further away? This is a story about a man who thought God had forgotten him, until he learned that the delay was never a denial. It was divine preparation. His name is David, not the one from the Bible, but a man who, much like the shepherd boy turned king, would discover that God's schedule never runs late. David grew up in a small town in South Africa, where dreams were often traded for survival. From a young age, he felt a calling, a stirring in his heart that he was meant for something more. Not fame, not wealth, but impact. He wanted to inspire people, build something lasting, and serve God in a mighty way. At 18, while his peers chased degrees or left for big cities, David stayed behind. Not because he lacked ambition, but because every door he knocked on seemed to remain closed. No scholarships, no mentors, no money. He'd lie in bed some nights, praying, "God, why is everyone moving forward but me? Am I doing something wrong?" Yet the only answer he heard was silence. Still, he kept working, kept reading, kept dreaming. He helped his father at the farm. He mentored local kids. He recorded motivational videos on an old phone with a cracked screen. Few views, fewer likes. He wondered, "God, did you forget me?" By age 25, David felt like life had passed him by. His friends had careers, some were married, some had even moved abroad. He still lived at home, still helping at the farm, still unknown. One day, he ran into an old schoolmate, Lebo, who worked for a large company in Johannesburg. Lebo greeted him kindly but ended the conversation with a backhanded comment. "I'm proud of you for staying humble, man. Life isn't for everyone." David smiled on the outside, but inside, something shattered. He went home and sat under the mango tree where he used to journal as a teen. With tears in his eyes, he cried out to God, "Lord, what am I doing wrong? Why does it feel like you're blessing everyone but me?" That night, in the stillness, he opened his Bible. His eyes landed on Habakkuk 2 verse 3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarries, wait for it. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry." David didn't know it yet, but something had already started shifting in the heavens. Months later, a young teenager from the village came to David and said, "Sir, that video you made last year? It changed my life." David was stunned. "Which video?" "The one where you said, 'God doesn't waste pain.' I was going to end my life, but that video gave me hope." Tears welled in David's eyes. That same week, someone from a small Christian radio station stumbled upon another one of David's videos online. They reached out, asking him to speak on their program. One opportunity led to another. David's videos were shared by pastors, teachers, even international listeners. Invitations came, first local, then national. At 28, the same David who once felt forgotten was now ministering to thousands. And yet, he never left the farm. He just became a lighthouse in it. As David stood on a small stage in a nearby city one day, he shared his story. Tears filled the eyes of the audience. Not because he was rich, not because he was famous, but because he was real. Because he reminded them that purpose isn't measured in timelines or Instagram milestones. It's measured in obedience. "If you feel like you're behind," David said, "I want you to remember something. You're not behind. You're on God's schedule." Joseph waited in prison. Moses wandered the wilderness. Jesus didn't start his ministry until 30. Delay doesn't mean denial. It often means development. He paused, Sometimes, God hides you to shape you. David's quiet years were not wasted. They were the crucible where faith was formed, the place where ego was broken, the classroom where he learned to hear God's voice without applause. He realized that some people rise quickly but fall just as fast. But when God builds you in secret, you are anchored. The videos he posted from the farm weren't just content. They were lifelines to others. They carried the weight of authenticity, because he had been in the valley, and he knew the God who walks through it. "Don't despise the season where no one sees you," he said one day on air. That's often the season God sees you most. David admitted he once spent hours scrolling online, watching others succeed. But God taught him, your race is not their race. Your lane is not their lane. Just like flowers bloom at different times, even under the same sun, so do people. He shared this with his listeners. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Your life is not on pause, it's on purpose. He even laughed, recalling how many nights he spent feeling behind when in truth, God was just setting the stage. What looks like a delay is often divine timing. David never became a celebrity. He didn't drive fancy cars or wear designer clothes. But he became a voice of hope, a reminder that destiny isn't rushed, that God's promises never expire. At 35, he stood under the same mango tree where he once cried out to heaven and whispered, "Thank you, Lord, you were always on time." So, to the one listening today, feeling stuck, overlooked, late in life, this story is for you. You're not behind. You haven't missed it. You are not forgotten. You are right on God's schedule. The waiting is not wasted. The delay is not denial. And the silence does not mean absence. Sometimes, God is just building your foundation in private before he reveals you in public. And when that moment comes, it won't be too early or too late. It will be right on time.